Well, Juneteenth comes amid, of course, the huge global debate about racial equality as the US grapples with its long-standing history of racial tensions, as well as the fate of its Confederate monuments, flags and symbols. This weekend, President Trump will hold his first rally since lockdown in Tulsa, Oklahoma, after calls to postpone it from today. Lisa Marie Mistak looks at how Juneteenth came about.
Parades, family and community gatherings. This is how many African Americans usually celebrate Juneteenth. It dates back to June 19, 1865. Union troops, led by Major General Gordon Granger, arrived in Galveston, Texas, to announce that the Civil War had ended and all slaves in Confederate-held states were now free. This news came 2.5 years after President Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation.
Upon hearing the news that they were free, there was a degree of celebration. The continuum of the celebration, particularly among the various historic sites here in Galveston, Reedy Chapel in the public square of downtown, has been a continuum, and it kind of spread out throughout Texas and throughout the United States.
Awareness and celebration of the day has grown in popularity over the years, but for many, it's a date they have only recently learnt about.
Juneteenth was not taught in my schools here in America. And so it was something that I found out about as an adult. Once I did find out about it, I have been celebrating it ever since. And it's highly important because it is, to me, the true Independence Day.
Shut it down! Shut it down! The recent anti-racism protests across the US and globally has also highlighted the debate on Confederate monuments and calls for their removal.
Many of the Confederate monuments were erected in the 50s, in the 1960s, I believe by the daughters of Confederate veterans, right? And so this was really a reaction to the rise in civil rights protests. And that flies in the face of what Juneteenth was all about. The protesters today would want the symbolism to come down.
47 US states mark Juneteenth as a state day of observance, but calls have been ongoing for years to make it into a federal holiday. And unlike in previous years, such as this parade, many events this year will be held online. Lisa Marie Mistak, BBC News.